Hello and welcome, this is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more Battle Brothers. And I was taking a look at the map just before I started this recording, and I realized some things that I never really thought about in the past. If you look at the towns and you see some of the structures they have around them, it actually gives you an indicator of what you can expect in the town. So if for example, we have the goat pens. So if we go into this town and we trade, we'll see that goat cheese is actually being sold for less, and there is a supply of goat cheese. So I think that's kind of interesting. As a matter of fact, I do need some food, so you know what, why don't we go ahead and buy some goat cheese. And tools are being sold on the cheap as well. I wonder if that's because of that iron vein, which is another thing that is at this town. Might as well do so because we are a little bit low on tools, although that is going to cost me a little bit of money. I don't think there's anything necessarily here that I want to buy. Although, the hatchet is an interesting thing that I might want to purchase. I think I have one in my inventory too. Yeah, I do. The one reason I might want to buy it is because I like the utility of the axes if we face an opponent that has shields. Now, it does cost us some fatigue though, so that is a little bit of a problem. Well, I'm going to take a look at things before I make a decision, but I have a strategy that I might want to implement as far as the usage of the hatchet, which doesn't cost as much fatigue to carry as the hand axe. Because right now, if we look at our squad, we've got two axes, but they're on the flanks. So if we had a shield wall group come up against me, these two men could chop at shields, but we have no way in the middle to deal with shields, and that's been kind of a liability in the past. So what I'm thinking is we take the hatchet, and perhaps Alaric here, who has 85 fatigue as opposed to Gunther's 78. Out of curiosity, does Gunther have... He has the brawny ability as well. I believe Alaric has that. Yeah, so Alaric and Gunther have the brawny ability, which reduces the fatigue penalty they have for carrying gear anyway, so I think they're really good candidates for that. So we stick it in their belt slot, which allows them to switch to it. So if we're fighting an opponent that doesn't have shields, then we just stick with the normal swords. But if we're dealing with an opponent that has shields, we can switch to the hatchet, and then we have a way to address or attack the shield wall, which I think is valuable. I like the utility of the axes in that regard. I don't know if these are as effective at chopping at shields, but at least it gives me that ability. So, and his fatigue wasn't too bad off from that change. As a matter of fact, I think I may very well buy that other hatchet. So we could get, for a discount, this one that's taken a little bit of a beating. So why don't we go ahead and buy that? And then we'll equip Gunther here. We do have some injuries that I'm going to have to address as well. But in any case, we equip Gunther there as well. Now, the one thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to have to find employment somewhere else because there is no contract here. So I think the plan is to go up to Sandorf here and see if they have any contracts. And out of curiosity, let's take a look at what Sandorf has. So they've got a herbalist grove, so this is going to make medicinal supplies probably more prevalent and maybe cheaper. And then we have fishing huts, which might supply fish and what have you. And then you have the harbor, which allows you to travel to other harbors, which I don't know if I remember looking at that to see what kind of prices you expect from that. Let's go ahead and start moving up to Sandorf. Now, I don't expect that we have very good relations with Sandorf. Yeah, neutral. And does this say anything? Oh, okay. So I did have an assumption. Over time, relations slowly trend back towards neutral. That's what it says down at the bottom. I don't think it necessarily tells you what being allied like we are with a Weisenhaus does for us, outside of the fact that that's probably the best relationship you can have, and that makes prices better and other various things the towns have to offer. Now, I don't know if I want to end up going over to Lutendock, because I don't know if Lutendock is a town where I can get normal contracts, or a town that has the noble contracts, which may not be available to me yet. But we'll see what's available at Sandorf. It's getting to the point where I am running out of cash, so we definitely need a job here. Alright, so we've got a contract available. It's a two-skull contract. I do see that we have ambush trade routes, so we may expect a combat against brigands of some type. Let's take a look at what's in the marketplace, though, really quickly. So they do have medical supplies, but they are not being sold on the cheap, unfortunately. The fish is also not being sold on the cheap, but at least we see that those are supplies. But we know that they got their trade routes ambushed, so that could be part of the reason why these things are more expensive. And there are a number of bandages here we could buy. But I think also the fact that we're neutral with this town might affect things. Well, let's go ahead and take the contract, see what it is all about. You find Berthold of Sandorf talking to a group of peasants. Seeing you, he quiets them all down. Shush you, the lot of you. This man here came to solve our problem. The town's men takes you aside. Sellsword, we have a bit of a problem. There's a relic I need finding. Some such thing by the name of Seal of the False King. I don't really give a good, I'm sorry, I don't really give a good old God's damn about it, but these people worship it for spring rains and winter shelter. Naturally, it's gone missing, and for whatever reason, folks think it's gone off to a place by the name of Dark Vault. All on its own. Nobody will go there, but you will, yes, for the right price, of course. Let's talk money. He's willing to offer me 770 gold. I would like to be paid more for this. I don't think you quite understand how this works. We need to come to terms. Okay, so he's not going to offer me more money. We'll accept it nonetheless, though. We do need the money. Okay, so off we go. So, yeah, I think I just found it. Dark Vault. Well, let me guess. We're probably going to fight undead from the look of this place. Alright, well. Let's start traveling. But I think I'm going to probably set up camp somewhere. Because we're going to have nightfall coming soon. And it would be nice to get my injuries healed up here. So let's come off of the road a little bit. And take a look at the men. So I believe this man did have a temporary injury, and it looks like it's gone away. He does have a light wound, which looks like it's about to be healed on its own. Let's see, this man also not too far away. He has a split nose, which affects his fatigue recovery per turn. -5 fatigue recovery per turn. Okay, well, that could be a problem, but the fact that he's in the back line, I don't think it is, because these guys usually don't spend all that much fatigue. So I think we'll be okay, even with that light injury. I'm sorry, a temporary injury. Light injury we hopefully will see go away. So let's go ahead and camp the night out. Now, I think we can be assaulted during the night, so we just have to keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. Ooh, that scared me a little bit, but I was just a band of other mercenaries. And we're going to have daylight soon. Might as well break camp. And let's see our men. Alright, so the light injuries are gone. That's good to see. Let's go down to this Dark Vault now. We've dealt with these undead before. No, that was usually one skull, so I'm not sure if that's going to be the same thing that we fought in the past, the skeletons. Okay, you enter the ruins and find the Seal of the False King easily enough. When you turn around, a tall man in rustic armor is standing there, spear in hand, with vacated eye sockets leering down at you. He swings the spear back. The False King must die! The spear stabs forward. Tornhelm, bricklayer, leaps over and deflects it to the ground, the spear tip crackling a couple of sparks off the stone floor. You look at the undead man, a worm coursing through its nose. It speaks again. The False King must... With a quick draw, you unsheath your sword and cut the ancient dead's head right off. The skull and helmet carrying it clatter and clank off the ground. Before you can investigate, Tornhelm Bricklayer grabs you and tells you to run. More undead figures are appearing out of the walls, shaking free of the granite grip of a mausoleum's entombment. Once outside, you order the rest of the company to get into formation. All right, here we go. Lots of ancient auxiliaries. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if that's what they were called in the past, but I assume that we're going to be fighting skeletons. Okay, yeah, this looks very similar to what we've faced in the past. It looks like we have a little bit of high ground we might be able to take advantage of. So maybe a little bit of stepping forward is what we're going to do here. Can we shoot? No, we're not quite in range, but we will be if we step forward. Okay, well, I figure we shift the line down and we take up this high ground. Seems like a good strategy. We'll go ahead and wait with the back line for now. Now, I do expect these skeletons to come forward after me. Let's go ahead and just start moving forward. They shouldn't be able to close the ground this turn. So I'm not even going to bother with the shield wall. I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn. I think this is going to be the place that we stand our ground anyway. Let's move forward. And again, end turn. Move forward. And... oh, what I meant to do before I did that. They do have a couple shields. As a matter of fact, they have a few. Do we want to switch to the hatchet or not? I think we do. So let's go ahead and do that. This turn is the best time to do that, in my opinion. So let's move forward and turn. Move forward. Fatigue is always a problem when you're fighting the undead because they do not gain fatigue. They don't have any effects of fatigue or morale. So you got to be careful with that. And we don't want to unnecessarily burn fatigue. And it looks like they go after we do just because of their lack of initiative. I don't see any ranged weapons or pole arms, so I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as that goes. We do have to concern ourselves with their numbers, though. They could flank us pretty easily here. Oh, they have men from all over. How many do they have? They have 12, according to this. Somewhat surprised that that one put up a shield wall, but if they don't have fatigue, what's really the cost? Okay, so definitely we have some concerns with a flanking maneuver here. Okay, so for whatever reason, this man is a little bit on the slow side. So I think we... oh, this might be the guy that was traumatized. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a spear wall just as a precaution. I'd love to do a shield wall and a spear wall, but I don't think we'll be able to afford that. We'll just try and keep these guys off of us. And end his turn. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of stepping up. Again, I'm very concerned about this flanking maneuver that they might do on me. I might want to distance myself from this flank then with the guys with pole arms, because this guy here could go 2, 4, 6, 8 and be in the flank. Now, he wouldn't be able to attack. So as a result, I am going to shift up slightly with my polearm men. That should keep them out of range of this kind of flanking maneuver. It does put this man down here in jeopardy, but I still think it's the right move. All right, so let's take a shot here. Unfortunately, we don't really. We do have a shot down here. Oh, interesting. The bush is causing us some issues over here. I figure we go for this shot because the bush isn't a factor with that shot. There we go. I mean, that's who I wanted to hit anyway, so there we go. We're going to step up over here. End our turn. Step up here. I don't think we're going to unleash the dogs yet. Now's not the time. We want to see the battle formations lock, and then we'll make that decision. This man might be in danger, but hopefully the spear wall will keep these guys away. Okay, so we get another chance at a shot here. Okay, unfortunately it missed. Might as well wait with the guys in the backfield. Okay, so shield walls worthy of putting up. And we might as well put the spear wall out too. That is going to cost me a lot of fatigue, but it's still a wise move. We're going to shield wall up and wait. Shield wall up and wait. I don't know if I want to put the spear wall up with this guy or not. I kind of want to draw them into the middle. So I think spear wall is the wrong choice in that case. Yeah, I think we just wait. See, that's what we wanted them to do. Well, not hit our man, but... Unfortunately, this guy does not have a shield. I may want to wait, actually, here. Just put up the shield wall and pass. Okay, that worked out. Unfortunately, this man, his shield, his spear wall got broken immediately, which means these guys are going to be able to freely flank him. So this guy's in screwed city. Okay. So these guys are amassing. We don't want them to be able to flank me, so I got to put up the spear wall here. So shield wall for defense, spear wall for to keep them back. This is a real problem down here. I gotta think of a way to deal with this. And then more or less what they're doing is they're just grouping up into two groups and they're ignoring my center entirely, which isn't necessarily a bad strategy. Really not sure what to do in this circumstance. I think we'll go for this guy. Almost took him down. Okay, so this guy we definitely need to support. So I'm going to chop this man. Fortunately, it didn't work. We're going to have to put the dog out. And this is going to help keep them back. Oh, wow, the dog almost took him out on his own. Okay, good. All right, let's go for the finish. Good. I'm going to wait on the dog on this side because we don't know what they're going to do as far as movement or what have you. But what they might do here is 2, 4, 6, 8 and come in. So I want to move this guy back just as a precaution. Now, unfortunately, I cannot put myself in a position that I think I can attack this turn. This man down here, which is something I want to do. So I think what we do is we attack. But then we move. These guys should already be locked into position. Alright, so now it's time to chop. Chop this shield. Let's chop this shield. Oh, wait, no. There's no chopping to do here, huh? Well, just chop the man, then. There we go. Now we can start moving our lines to help out down here. Unfortunately, nothing we can do this turn, so... Because these guys didn't engage me, I think I'm going to have to just hold my line. Because I think engaging them is the unwise move. It gives them full attacks against me. So we're just going to go ahead and end the turn. Same thing here. Just going to have to wait. There's another flanker, unfortunately. Alright, so we've cleared this. I think we come in and we engage. We already have our shield wall up, so we're protected. Unfortunately, we're not going to have enough... Oh, this bush is blocking. Interesting. Well, I don't have enough movement points to move over there. I didn't account for the fact that the bushes were going to block pass. I guess we're just going to have to start moving where we can. The problem is Gunther has that problem with his foot. If he was a normal man, he could have moved here and actually served us some good. But unfortunately, he's not a normal man. So the question is, move this way and put him make him exposed to fight, to bad things, or move him this way and hope to put him into a position to guard next turn. I think this is the wiser move. This does allow them possibly to gain the high ground here. But they would have to move around because they can't move here, so they have to go 2, 4, 6. So they would just be able to... as a matter of fact, this guy's going to block that anyway. So you know what? It's okay to move off the high ground there. All right, so I made a little bit of a mistake in my defensive line. I guess I didn't realize they almost have no choice other than to flank me with the way that this ground was. All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and end the turn. Okay. Down he goes. Good dog. Stop the flank there. Okay, so reload. And let's shoot this skeleton. Okay, so we only have one valid target here, so let's go for it. It may draw the enemy into this zone if we can kill them before they get there, so that's good. Okay, so this man, I'm gonna wait because I want to see what the flank, how that progresses. So here, interesting. I think we wait. Ah, poor dog. Okay, so here we move. And we go after the bastard that just attacked our dog. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so... let's poke him. And then put our shield wall up. Help defend. Let's chop him. And put our shield wall up. Help defend. Okay, that's what we don't want to see. That allows them to now flank. Oh, good dog. Bad skeleton. Yeah, so we're having a problem with morale up here big time. Okay, I think we step up and we engage, possibly here, against this guy with the shield. I think the wise move is to put up my shield wall, though. As much as I'd love to chop at his shield, I think that's not particularly wise, because I don't have my best defense up. So, we'll just do that. Okay, and now we chop some shields. And I want the shield down, so let's get it down. Okay. We gotta come into the aid here, but unfortunately, again, Gunther is terrible at movement, so he's gonna move as far as he can. Okay, so this guy is a little bit in trouble. We're gonna go for... honestly, I feel like I don't have a choice here. I gotta recover. I could go for the attacks instead. I should have enough stamina to do that. I would have no defense, though, and I'd have 3 men well, 2 men, more than likely, attacking me. Very dangerous either way you look at it. But I think the right move is to attack here. We can recover another turn. Okay. This man, I feel like we have no choice but to recover. Alright, so the flank happened. The flank that I was worried about. Okay, good. Put the dog in. Hopefully... oh, just shy of taking that guy down. Okay, so because we moved, this guy can step here and poke at this guy. Take him down. Good job. Come on, take the skeleton down. Good job. Alright, so the dogs are paying off. Reload. Alright, so we gotta aim at the threat here. Alternatively, we kill this guy and free this guy to move. I might move him anyway, but... yeah, you know what? Let's go for this shot. Unfortunately, we're kind of in a position where... we don't do a lot of damage because of the piercing deficiency. I'll start moving so that we can maybe combat where we need to. Okay, so... we're in a position where we can't attack again because of our position. So I'm just going to wait. Position. Alright, so I'm just going to wait with this character. This guy can attack now. We might get an opportunity to shield chop, but I'm feeling that we're not going to end up doing that just because of lack of stamina. So more than likely I'll move this guy up, but we're not going to be able to put anything up, though, because of how little stamina he has. So I think we just attack who we can attack. And that actually worked out well. Okay, so this man, same thing. We're going to attack Oh, good hit. All right, we find ourselves in a pretty good position here. I think the right move here is to wait with Adelmar until we have our line formed properly. But more than likely what I'm going to do is just shift this guy over this way, put his shield wall up, shift him over, if he has the stamina to do that. He might not have the stamina to do that, though. So, you know what? We know we're going to want to move here, so why don't we just move? Okay, so Gunther is finally going to get into the combat line. It took him long enough. Fortunately, he's not going to be able to put a shield wall up, but that's okay. Okay, dog's holding out. Alright, so that turn went pretty well so far. Whew, alright. I get a little bit nervous sometimes with this, what's going on sometimes, but... Is it wiser to move this guy up into position, or do we just move around? Either way, we need to put this guy in position. So either we put him here, or we put him there. I think we put him here. This guy moves here. Either way, we're doing a movement that is required. Alright, so now we get to chopping. I'm going to be patient, though. Okay, this man's going to move here. Unfortunately, he's not going to have any stamina, but he can split a shield for us. Okay, so... I think recovery is the right move here. This man's going to move forward. And then, unfortunately, not have enough stamina to do anything outside of just a normal basic attack. I think that's unwise. I think we just save the stamina. Okay, so... We're nice and rested. Let's shield wall up. And pick our targets. Let's focus this guy down here. Alright, so we're going to want to step forward. And poke. Dog's going to do their thing. Good hit. Okay, reload. Don't know if I'm going to get a shot this turn just because of the nature of where my men are. So instead, we're just going to move. Okay, unfortunately, we're not in a position to attack this turn. So we're just going to get into a position for next turn. Now, I could wait for the shield chops, but we're not going to probably get them in time. So I think the wiser move here is to go after skeletons and knock them out like we just did. I can't move this guy up, so I'm going to move him back so this guy can get into position to attack. Okay, so now we're going to be able to shield chop. So I'm going to move up, chop this guy's shield. This man is going to poke. Oh, you know what? I moved back. I didn't need to do that. This guy is already in position to attack. Well, let's shield wall up just to defend him. Let's do chop down. Okay, good. We're getting lucky here. Chop down. That didn't go well, but it was only 26%. Okay. Now let's see if we can hold out. Ow. 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 So that man didn't hold his ground, unfortunately. Alright. Let's poke him. We'll put our shield wall up, defend ourselves. Okay, so... let's move here. We're gonna get an opportunity to chop the shield. Why don't we take it? And you are gonna chop the shield as well. And then that's gonna be it for you. Okay, luckily we managed to run away. Ah, poor dog. They sure can move. Alright, now we're in a dangerous position. Our front line has just left us, so... they're engaged. Wow, lucky hit. But they're still very dangerous to us, so we're going to do our best to try and do damage to them. Then we're going to back the hell... Well, you know what? This guy's engaged, so let's just reload. Take our time. Okay, if I move up here, should be able to poke down at this guy. Good hit. Unfortunately, this man cannot get into a position to attack, so I'm going to start sending him up here. Alright, so we did lose a man, and we had one man flee on us. Okay, let's see if we can do some damage. Unfortunately, not great chances here. No, don't stab my doggy. I want my doggies to live. First off, they cost me a lot of money, but secondly, I mean, I want them to live. Let's just put it that way. Okay. We're gonna have to do a full move here. Get into position to help. And Gunther, you're gonna have to hobble your way back up top. Okay, we're gonna just keep poking this guy, putting our shield wall up, defend ourselves. Split this guy's shield. Yeah, there it goes. Fatigue is a real problem here. I'm gonna recover. I want him to attack me. Okay, so this guy's better. Not really, but I mean, his morale's better. Put him there, end the turn. We want him to have a chance to put up a shield wall. Good dog. Oh, unfortunately, we put him in the position that we need to be in to attack. We're just gonna wait. No, my doggy! What an ass. Okay. I mean, those dogs were invaluable, I think, for this combat. Just keep moving. And again, we find ourselves in a position where we can't attack. Might as well just move here. We're gonna need to do that anyway. Okay, let's start chopping away at this guy. Alternatively, I could switch to the sword and do more damage, but let's just try and chop this guy down. And now poke him down. There we go. I guess we can move towards the action. Alright, luckily that dog is going to make it out probably. Okay, I'm going to start shifting my line a little bit. Start moving up this way. We'll start walking that way, but this guy is really fatigued, so we're going to take our time. Okay. Poke. Fortunate, but we're going to try and protect this guy. You know what? That was unwise, actually, because we know it's going to go after the dog, because they like to go after weak targets, if they can. So I should have kept poking. Alright, we should get this guy. There we go. I didn't necessarily know that turn. Oh, no, another one falls. Part in the 6 battles, the most powerful opponent he vanquished was a Brigand Raider. The poor Geralt goes down. I think he was one of our higher level guys. I mean, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. He wasn't one of our top guys, I don't think. Looks like we're going to get back everything but his armor. It seems like body armor is just something that you never really ever loot all that often. So if a guy goes down, that's a risk you have to take. We do get some money here and some ancient weapons. I don't think they're all that good, though. I mean, they're slightly better than a militia spear, but we have better than that in our squad. So let's go ahead and take what we got and leave. Battle over and the seal of the false king obtained. You tell the men to prepare for a return to Bortholt of Sandorf. You're not entirely sure who or what just attacked you, but right now it's time to get paid. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. We lose another man, but I think that's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.